Fox Sports.
We are Westport. We are Southwest.
Is there anything better than a night at the ballpark, enjoying beautiful weather, watching some of the game's best players, and best of all, the Rangers are in first place. So sit back with your best friend and enjoy the Rangers and the Royals next. Very pleasant night at Rangers Ballpark as we get set for the second and final game of the series between the Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. But before we get started, let's throw Jim Knox a bone.
All right, Dave, it is dog night here at the ballpark in Arlington. Pretty soon they're going to move the dogs off the field, and it's time for baseball. Rangers, Royals coming up next.
Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Game 2, Rangers and Royals. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. And we'll get our Nissan scouting report on Colby Lewis coming off one of the strangest starts any Major League pitcher has ever had.
Yeah, it's been very seldom that a Major League pitcher gave up 5 home runs in a game and stayed in the game long enough to pitch well and strike out 12 batters. But that's what Colby did in his last start. It's also been an interesting year for him. He strikes out about a batter per inning. He walks less than a batter per start. So the strikeout to walk ratio is incredible. He also is very tough to hit when men get into scoring position. The key for Colby is to keep the ball away from the middle of the plate and don't give up the home run ball. Other than that, he's been almost impossible to score on.
Emily Jones has more on Colby.
Well, as you guys very well know, Colby Lewis has been the epitome of consistency for this Rangers pitching staff over the last couple of years, which is what makes his last start such an anomaly. So many ups and said they were so widespread. However, Colby says he is focused only on what he can control.
I think it's, what kind of makes a professional, everyone in this room, needs to be able to adjust from day to day. And I definitely don't feel, the same every time I go out. So you try to feel the same, but it definitely, it doesn't work out that way. So.
Colby Lewis with tonight's Geico quote of the game. So he's forgotten about that 5 home run, 12 strikeout performance. Also forgotten about his 8.2 ERA against these Kansas City Royals, and the fact that the Rangers have only scored more than 3 runs for him in one of his starts this season, guys.
Well, Colby on the mound for the 8th time this year. And here's the lineup that he will face. It'll look very familiar. As a matter of fact, it is identical to last night's lineup. Gerard Dyson leading off in center. Eric Hosmer, the struggling first baseman, batting second. Billy Butler DHing. Alex Gordon batting cleanup at left. Jeff Francoeur, the former Ranger, playing right field and hitting fifth ahead of the third baseman, Mike Moustakas, catcher Brian Pena. Chris Getz and Alcides Escobar had the big hit last night, batting ninth, and again, he is at shortstop.
Just talked about Colby coming off the incredible game where he gave up 5 home runs, yet had the kind of stuff to where he struck out 12 batters in the game. The key for Colby is obvious. Try to keep his fastball away from the middle of the plate, get ahead of the hitters at the same time, and then use that great breaking ball to get outs and to get strikeouts. He's been doing an excellent job of that this year.
Here's the Ranger defense. Hamilton, Gentry, and for the first time this year, David Murphy in right field. First time that Nelson Cruz gets a day off, finally. Young, Gonzalez, Kinsler, and Moreland the infield. Andrews a day off. Napoli will do the catching. And there's Paul Schreiber with the crew chief. Tim Welke at first base. Laz Diaz at second, and Mike Everett at third. And we're set to go. The Royals have hit a hot spell. This is a team that lost 12 straight almost immediately out of the gate, but they've won 3 of their last 4, 5 of their last 6, and 11 of 17. Very pleasant, as we said, 82 degrees. Virtually no wind, and partly cloudy. And a strike down the middle to Gerard Dyson. 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base last night. Royals overall are 14-20. At the moment, they're 5 back in the Central because of Cleveland's 5-0 win at Minnesota today behind Derek Lowe. But all in all, after the start this team had to be within 4.5, 5 games, they are not that disappointed. I feel they are starting to play their best baseball.
Not many games where Colby has thrown 3 straight fastballs for balls. Did make it 4, though. Dyson taking all the way, trying to work a walk right here. Colby doesn't walk many. 6 walks in 7 starts.
The foul pop back out of play. One odd thing about the Royals' season this year is they have been much better on the road than they have been at Kauffman Stadium. They're 4-13 in Kansas City, 10-7 away. And that is well hit to right field, over Murphy's head and off the wall. And Dyson head first into second base with a leadoff double.
Well, Dyson had the advantage in that at bat of seeing 7 straight fastballs. Colby is not going to walk him, and so he gets one right down the middle of the plate. Got a couple right down the middle of the plate, and he took advantage of that one.
Played back in as quickly as possible. Dyson, one of the fastest men in baseball. So after his second double, here is Eric Hosmer. A tough 0 for 4 last night. Had a couple of balls that could have been hits. Ended up Adam line drive to Beltre at third, and Hard ground ball. It happened to go right into the teeth of the shift. So he is 7 for his last 61. And the curve right back to Lewis, who looks Dyson back and then overthrows Moreland. And Dyson will end up at third, Hosmer at second. As the Rangers continue a run of errors.
You know, the other thing, when the Rangers make an error, it seems like it's an error that comes back to really hurt them. You think of the error, the rare error that Elvis made on the road trip that cost a game, the error that Beltre made, the rare error, and then Kobe, who has no problem throwing the ball for strikes, throws that ball a little lob right over Moreland's head. The good part was Hosmer would have been out, and the runner would have stayed at second base. He had looked Dyson back to second, and then just had the simple flip and threw it right over the first baseman's head.
So a great setup now for the DH Billy Butler, who grounds the first pitch to Gonzalez, and they get the out at third as Dyson comes home to make it 1-0.
That's bad base running right there by Hosmer. I mean, the first thing you learn as a base runner, when the ball is hit on the ground in front of you and you're on second base with less than 2 outs, don't go to third base. That's just running into an out and giving up a base right there.
Gonzalez had it right in front of him all the way. So an RBI fielder's choice for Butler's 26th of the year. A 1-0 lead. And here's Alex Gordon. Last year's Royals Player of the Year and won the Gold Glove in his first season in left field. Converted third baseman looks at a strike.
The errors in the last 2 days are just of the unusual variety. Hardly ever see Adrian make anything but a chest high accurate throw to first base. Yesterday he threw one past Michael Young, pulled him off the bag. It cost the Rangers 2 runs in a 3-1 game. And that play for a pitcher, the hardest part was catching the ball after following through. And then you've got about a 50-foot flip to first base. Probably never see Kobe do that again.
High fly ball out to left center field, and Gentry is under it. And there is out number 2. And as hard as it is to understand why pitchers do that, Colby is in a long line of pitchers who have had that same thing happen. You see it with very surprising regularity. Just the softest, easiest toss in baseball, and guys hit a net from 60 feet 6 inches. Not that unusual to see. And here is Jeff Francoeur. A lot of pitchers will, if they can, run halfway to first, underhanded. It seems to produce fewer problems. Colby's on the first pitch strike to all 5 hitters he's faced. And on Ranger errors this year, when the Rangers are error-free, which they've been vast majority of games, they're 18-6. When they commit an error, they're 5-7. This pop will find the seats, and it's 1-2. Still 4th in the league in fielding, but started tonight with 13 unearned runs, and that is tied for the 3rd most in the American League. Just missed it. It's 2-2.
I couldn't have missed by a whole lot, but it did. Actually, it did miss by quite a bit.
Off the fists. Right back under us.
Similar pitches. You see Kobe's trying to get the ball in on Francoeur's fists, which he did that time, but he was able to foul it off. If he put that ball in play, it wouldn't have gone anywhere based on where it hit the bat.
19th pitch of the first inning is driven well into the left field corner, and it is off the wall. And they will hold Butler at third. The Royals had their second double of the inning.
Unfortunately, it was Butler on first base, so that would have been an easy run with 2 outs. Francoeur had a little bit of top spin on that ball, slightly out in front of it, which kept it in the ballpark. That's a slider that never got to where Kobe wanted to get it. He wanted to get that ball down and outside. Instead caught the middle of the plate, but with 2 outs, might have gotten away with it. Double, no runs scored, no damage done if you can get Moustakas right here.
Jeff Francoeur last year 47 doubles, second most in the major leagues. It is a specialty of his. And here is Moustakas, number 10 hitter in the American League at 306. 2 in scoring position, a run in, and 2 outs. And another first pitch in there for a strike. Red Sox about to lap the field in doubles, but Kansas City is closest, and then the Rangers. Moustakas hitting very well this year. If you go back to last August, August 17th, only Miguel Cabrera and Derek Jeter have hit better in either league. He's 347 since then. And holds up on the breaking ball, according to Mike Everett. .23rd pitch of the inning. Drops in that curve, and it's 2-2.
Right at the top of the outside corner. Not an easy pitch to hit.
Foul popped. They have reached the upper deck. Moustakas, one of a number of high first-round picks on this Royal roster. Second overall 2007 draft out of Chatsworth High School, Southern California. That hit him and loaded the bases.
Well, it's an inning that Colby should be out of with no damage done after 4 hitters. Tried to bury that pitch down and in. Just held on to it too long. Got it way too far in. Might have been lucky that it hit him, though. If that ball doesn't hit him, it's going to be a tough pitch for Napoli to block.
So loaded up for Brian Pena. With
still minimal damage done if you can get Pena right here, but you have to get Pena. Keep it a 1-run first inning for Kansas City.
Pena not doing much damage so far this year with only 5 runs batted in.
Kobe knows that Pena is going to be looking for a fastball in this situation. He might be a little excited to hit with the bases loaded in the first inning. So he takes something off, throws him a changeup, and Pena is way out in front of him.
Pena last year a career year, and most of his damage against Ranger pitching. Very strangely, he had all 3 of his homers, all 3-run shots here at the ballpark, nearly half his RBIs. And he'll get a couple of RBIs out of this base hit. As Butler and Francoeur come home, Brian Pena does his usual number on Ranger pitching. Strange as it is, and it's 3-0. RBI 6 and 7. And Moustakas scampering around to third. 8th batter in the Kansas City lineup, the second baseman Chris Getz. Another first pitch strike on the 29th pitch of the first inning for Colby Lewis. That will fall in center field. Another hit, another run. Moustakas is home. 4-0 Kansas City. And that will bring Mike Maddox out of the dugout.
He just is not making his normal pitch. Catching too much of the plate. The fastball was up. All that Francoeur hit was a hanging slider. All that Getz hit looked like a hanging curveball right down the middle of the plate. And those pitches just consistently, you're going to have trouble getting people out with those pitches. And that's one thing Kobe normally doesn't do, is catch the middle of the plate like that. So far, he just can't get out of the first inning. Even with the error that should have allowed him to get out of the inning with nothing being scored, even with that error, still has had several shots to get out of the inning. He hit Moustakas, then gave up hits to Pena and Getz.
So they bat around, and here's Escobar with a big hit last night. The game-winning 2-run single in the 5th inning after Getz reached on the throwing error by Beltre. He has hit in 5 straight, 8 of his last 9 games.
And the other thing to remember for tonight's game is that Scott Feldman started last night, so the Rangers really don't have their long man, and Robbie Ross pitched a couple of innings last night. So this is a game where Ron Washington really needs Kobe to give him 6 or 7 innings. And it's going to be close to a 30-pitch first inning because of that error that Kobe himself made. It's not a good situation right now.
Ross said before the game Scott Feldman down at least 2, maybe 3 days. And if needed for one batter, he might use Robbie Ross, but definitely not for a full inning. So a very short-handed Ranger bullpen.
Well, there's a play right there where it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs, and you've got the catcher on second base, and they were so confident that they could get a jump that it was a double steal with 1-2 and 2 outs.
This will be the 35th pitch for Colby Lewis. 23 strikes, only 11 balls. And that ends it on a foul tip. But the Royals come up with 4 runs on 4 hits. Kinsler to lead off the Ranger first. Delivered on Bark in the Park night. And terrific participation by local canines tonight. As we look at the Ranger batting order, Ian Kinsler is back after not starting for the first time this year. Michael Young up to second as Elvis Andrews has this night off. Hamilton is in left, Beltre to DH. Murphy in right for the first time, Napoli catching, Moreland at first, Gonzalez at short, Gentry batting ninth. In center against just called up 25-year-old Ben Mazzaro.
Mazzaro 11-18 with an ERA over 5 in 49 career Major League games, 39 of them starts. Recalled from AAA Omaha. where he was pitching pretty well. His ERA is 4.37, not bad for the Pacific Coast League, but his last 2 starts have been really good. He's only given up a couple of runs in 13 innings in his last 2 AAA starts, so it's on a pretty good roll, deserving of the call-up.
And a hard ground ball bounces off Hosmer directly to Getz, who throws to Mazzaro for a 3-4-1. Out number 1.
Right off the bat, like the Rangers would get a break on an error. Unfortunately, it caromed right off. Hosmer turned into a simple play for Getz.
Yeah, for Getz, just like fielding a little floater out to the back of skin portion of the infield. So Kinsler retired, and here is Michael Young. Michael, a hit in each of the first 4 games of the homestand. 4 for 5 against Mazzaro. Mazzaro, a perfect 8th inning Friday in Chicago. Last outing at AAA was now 12 days ago, so he is extremely well rested. We'll see if he's rusty. He won at Nashville 3-1 on May 3rd. Originally a 3rd-round pick by Oakland. Royals got him November of 2010 in the David DeJesus trade. Two and 2 to Michael. And in now 12 2/3 career innings against the Rangers. The Ranger position players are hitting .385 against him. Mazzaro called on again for some fielding, and they handed each of the first 2 outs.
The Royals traded David DeJesus to Oakland from Mazzaro. Oakland's always had a nice surplus of young starting pitching. They've been willing to make trades for young starting pitching, either to acquire it or trade it sometimes. Looked like Mazzaro had a chance to be the 5th starter coming out of spring training. I think the Royals still look at him as a guy that can potentially be a 3rd or 4th starter for him. He's got a good arm, low 90s fastball.
Falls behind Hamilton, 2 balls and no strikes. Josh coming in with a 14-game hitting streak. That's the longest active streak in the majors, with those eye-popping numbers, and it's the 2nd longest of his career, next to the 23-gamer he had incredible month of June 2 years ago. 3-0.
Now here's where a pitcher can get in trouble. Pitching around Josh with a 4-run lead, and then facing Beltre, who 1 swing of the bat can cut the lead in half.
4-pitch walk.
That's pretty close to an intentional walk right there with a 4-0 lead and 2 outs. So from a Rangers point of view, you've got 4 runs to make up. You've got a guy that can hit the ball out of the park right here in Beltre.
Adrian steps in with a hitting streak, which is officially 5 because of a scoring change from last Thursday's Game 1 in Baltimore. Originally, he was given an infield hit. Since it has become an error on Wilson Betemit. Adrian right at 300. That is 13th in the American League. And 5 straight now out of the zone for Mazzaro. Beltre gets on. Then it's David Murphy, who has 6 at-bats against Mazzaro and has homered twice. And drops that one in there for a strike. So Beltre reaches. Murphy continues that success. Then that top of the 1st almost wiped out very quickly. Right on the corner, and a ball and 2 strikes.
Very nice pitcher's pitch right there by Mazzaro. Hit the spot he was trying to hit.
scoop by Pena. And it's 2-2. Hamilton still at first. And fights that one off. Beltre, a career .333 hitter against Kansas City, and even better last year, .344, and just a couple of series. Homered 3 times, drove in 10 runs. These two will see each other 2 more series. They'll both be at Kauffman Stadium in August and September. Grounded hard but foul, so this is it as far as Kansas City's visits to Rangers Ballpark. Only 2 games here this year.
It's not unusual for a team to only come to a ballpark once, but it seems pretty unusual to come once and only play 2 games.
That's what the Rangers did at Kansas City last year.
Was it 2 games?
2 games.
That's unusual.
Balanced it out. Hamilton running. Francoeur can't quite catch up to that one. And Hamilton will be held at third against one of the best arms in modern baseball history. But Beltre keeps the first inning going with an opposite field base hit.
Mazzaro ran his fastball in on the fists. A little bit off the plate. Jammed Adrian. But he dumps it right in front of Francoeur.
Mazzaro will face David Murphy with runners on the corners and 2 outs. David with a pinch single last night. Snapped an 0 for 10. There's 2 of the Rangers' 3 pinch hits this year now. And looks at that one outside. 6 at bats, obviously a very small sample for Murphy against Mazzaro. 2 homers, though, you can't really ignore. Likes what he has seen so far. This at bat, he's seen 2 wide. Rangers still leading the majors with runners in scoring position. Did not have a hit with a man in scoring position last night. Only the Nelson Cruz home run. Second time this year they've been held to 1. Also April 10th by the Mariners. The 2-0 pitch is fouled off. Last night a run on 7 hits. Sunday night the biggest offensive show of the season at home. The 13-run 19-hit attack. Just blasted Jared Weaver for 8 runs in 3 1/3. Left center. Dyson at the wall makes the catch. A bid for a 3-run home run. Just short for Murphy. The Ranger first, 0 on 1 hit and 2 left. Check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Dave. Ranger fans looking for a big comeback tonight? You got it. You bet. There we go. Go Rangers. Community Corner tonight. We're talking about Major League Baseball proud to partner up with local organizations that support those battling and looking for cures for ALS, which is known for Lou Gehrig's disease. To find out more, log on to als-mba.org. Dave?
All right, Jim. Gerard Dyson already is 2 for 2. He led off at first with the double. Scored the first run. Singles on the first pitch of the second. Colby Lewis has given up as many hits as he did in 7 innings Thursday in Baltimore. 5 hits, but of course they were all home runs. Became the first pitcher in Major League history to give up 5 homers and strike out 10 or more. Struck out a career high 12 then.
You just got to hope that Colby can turn it around like he did in Baltimore after the 3 home runs. He had 5 really good innings right after that. That's exactly what he needs, what the Rangers need right now. And have some quick innings, too.
Yeah, so many odd things about that game. 3 straight homers to begin the game. That had never happened in the American League. And then he set down 18 straight. And then taken deep late twice more. So he has shown the ability to adjust course on a dime. Snap throw. Dyson is back. Rangers started the day up 4 on the A's, who are trailing 3-0 in Anaheim, a late afternoon game at the top of the 6th. And get this, Tom. This time Irvin Santana is pitching the shutout, not the victim of the shutout.
Well, I guess he figured out that he better not give any runs if he doesn't want to lose.
Working on a 2-hitter. Hosmer sends that one to right center, tracked down by Gentry. Another good at bat for an out, and Hosmer's now 0 for 6 in the series with at least 3 swings and could have produced hits. They were placed differently. So 1 out, 1 on. And here is Butler. RBI and a fielder's choice in the first, in which, of course, all 4 of the runs were unearned. Two of them driven in by Pena and the other by Getz, the 7 and 8 hitters. Colby continues to get ahead in the count, though. 11 first pitch strikes to 12 batters. Big wave by Butler, and it's 0-2. And another throw from Lewis gets away from Moreland, and this one goes almost far enough up the line for Dyson to think about third base.
And it takes away the double play opportunity, and Butler's a big candidate for a double play, a good candidate for a double play because he makes solid contact and not a great runner.
So 2 throwing errors to first in the first 2 innings for Lewis. A ball and 2 strikes. Kinsler starting to sneak in behind Dyson at second base that time. Maybe just as a distraction. We'll see if he comes in with intent maybe this time. Kansas City has had excellent pitching in the last few days. 3 straight wins, allowing no or 1 run per game. First time that's happened since June of 2003 for a Royal staff. And that one is fair down the right field line to bring Dyson home. Murphy comes up with it as Butler slides in with an RBI double to make it 5-0.
It's going to be one of those games. Matt Harrison had a game like this earlier where there wasn't a long man, and it's going to be a case where Kobe's going to have to throw 100 pitches in this game no matter what. That's a pretty good pitch right there, but Butler's a pretty good hitter, and he was still able to hit that pitch, located right on the outside corner, down around the knees. Nice pitch, but nice hitting by Butler.
And, you know, Tom, brings to mind what Colby said after the game in Baltimore. He said he felt so good, it's like he didn't even throw, and the pitches they were hitting were pitches that he liked for the most part. One or two, maybe, but.
Well, that's an example of one there, but I wouldn't include the first inning as an inning where Kobe made the pitches he wanted to, and they just hit him. That was just an inning where he didn't have the command that he should have had.
Gordon pops up on the first pitch to Gonzalez for the second out.
But sometimes, you know, a pitcher is in that situation. You can make your pitch, but big league hitters are pretty good too. Occasionally, you catch a team that's hot or a couple of hitters that are hot, you can make the pitches you want, and they can still hit them. And Butler's that kind of hitter. He's a 290 or 300 hitter in the big leagues. He uses the whole field, and he hits good pitches, so he did that time.
So here is Francoeur with 2 outs. He doubled and scored in the first. Wales on that first pitch. Francoeur last night, the only multi-hit night for anyone on either team. 2 for 3, walked, scored twice. Dyson already has 2 hits in this one. Fouled off the fist, 0-2. Francoeur just 28, but a veteran presence on this young roster. Hangs that one off Napoli's helmet. Mike barely even flinched.
Dayton Moore is the general manager for Kansas City, who's in the process of trying to rebuild this team. And he was with the Braves when Francoeur was with the Braves. So you have to think he knew a lot about Francoeur. He knew his makeup. And on a young team with a number of young position players in their early 20s, players with a lot of potential, you have to think that there was a plan to get a guy like Francoeur, who's a great teammate, great makeup, and a veteran guy that you can have in your lineup. And he's still only 27 or 8 years old.
And a strikeout has ended both innings so far for Lewis, but another run on 2 hits and another error. new show called Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. here on Fox Sports Southwest or visit hometownkids.tv for more information. In the Rangers' second, now down 5-0, it's Napoli, Moreland, and Gonzalez. Then Mazzaro worked around a walk to Hamilton, a single to Beltre in the first. Starts Napoli by missing inside. Mike, final batter of the game last night as a pinch hitter, and took a really tough called strike 3 on a borderline curve. Sunday, though, his third 3-hit game of the year. Mazzaro has yet to throw a first pitch strike, but it has yet to cost him.
The Rangers had a great chance to score in the first inning. 2 outs, a walk and a single. David gave it a good ride. He hits it in the gap. It's a double and 2 runs. Hits it a little bit farther. It's a 3-run homer.
A little behind that one, down the line, and it's 3-2. Zero from Hackensack, New Jersey, originally. 6'1", 215, 25. Three-two pitch to Napoli. A base hit. And the leadoff man is on as we check in. Where is Jim Knox?
Set, go. All right, Dave, outside the ballpark with Tillman, the world's fastest skateboarding dog. Pretty good, huh? The English Bulldog. Tillman. Not bad.
Now, is that officially sanctioned, the world's fastest skateboarding dog? Do they rank that sort of thing?
I don't know. There's probably some skateboarding dogs that we don't know about, but that one was pretty good.
Are there divisions by breed, by
I'd
gender?
say
How does
by
that
weight.
work?
I'd say by weight. That might have been the light heavyweight division.
2 years in a row that Jim Knox has injured himself for the entertainment value of the broadcast.
It's no fun losing to a dog. Jim's going all out.
Well, that has to be admired, I guess. Mitch Moreland had hit it 3 straight before he was retired as a pinch hitter yesterday. But talked about in the pregame show, hitting not as hot as anybody over the last 16 games. He's at 353 and has lifted his average, almost doubled it to 264 in that span.
Yeah, Mazzaro had a 4-run lead, then a 5-run lead. He's thrown 32 pitches, 16 strikes, and 16 balls. He's got pretty good fastball with pretty good movement on it. But he's trying to be pretty careful here. You can't blame him to the Ranger hitters. But he probably needs to remember he's got a 5-run lead. The quickest way to turn a 5-run lead into less than a 5-run lead is to get behind hitters and walk them. Or get behind them and serve up a good pitch to hit. Almost burned him in the first inning. 2-out walk to Hamilton. Then got behind Murphy, who smoked it pretty well to left center field.
Three and 2 to Mitch. Tomorrow is an anniversary Vin Mazzaro would just as soon never have to remember, but you know he's going to be asked about it. Pitching against the Indians He lasted 2 1/3, but was left in to give up 14 runs. That is the ultimate taken one for the team.
Well, he was probably in the same position the Rangers are in tonight. No long man, a tired bullpen.
Hard shot right at Hosmer, double play.
Well, David Murphy hit the same ball, not the same location, but a hard hit ball right to the wall in the first inning, and that one by Moreland gets down the right field line at second and third and nobody out. Instead, one line shots turned into 2 outs. The base runner, there's not much you can do on that one.
Another first pitch ball, and here is Gonzalez. Getting his 9th start, his 3rd of the year at short. Up where it would have been ball 2. Alberto at second base last night. First time this season he had gotten a start there. First start period since May 6th, and he got a hit in 3 trips. And that was in his first at bat. How's that 2-1 pitch off Paul Schreiber to even the count. If he reaches, Craig Gentry would be next. Alberto has been very handy. 5 starts with Beltre resting his hamstring at third base. Giving Elvis the day off for the 3rd time. Gonzalo taking his time. And it remains even at 2-2. Elvis was a little laryngitis. Sounds like he's been a 5-pack-a-day smoker for his entire life. He's laughing about it before the game. This one has bounced back to the mound. And after the leadoff single by Napoli, Lazaro faces just the minimum 3. West brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. By the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. And by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. All the fans are human on Bark in the Park night here at Rangers Ballpark. 5-0 Kansas City into the third. And the first pitch curve drops into Moustakas. He was hit on the foot by a 2-2 pitch. Keep the first inning going. Colby ended up throwing 35 pitches, giving up the 4 earned runs in the first. Now with 52 pitches. 37 of them strikes. Good looking curve there, but Everett says he didn't go.
Didn't swing at it. Looked like it was a strike anyway.
Sure did.
Not low. Pretty much right in the center of the plate.
And now 3 balls and a strike. Well, he hasn't walked anybody. He's hardly walked anybody all season. 6 walks in 48 and a third innings against 45 strikeouts. Well hit down the right field line, and it is gone. Home run number 5 for Mike Moustakas. It is 6-0.
He didn't get the call on the curveball that would have put the count in Kobe's favor. Then he had to come back and throw a strike, and Moustakas got a fastball to hit and a fastball count. Didn't hit it all that well, but he hit it well enough to be a home run. And that's kind of the difference between not getting a pitch that looked like a strike and getting a pitch that looked like a strike. Turns the count in the hitter's favor, and the hitter took advantage of it.
Right over the wedge out there in the corner. 1-1 to Pena, who had the biggest hit of the first inning, a 2-run single. 6th and 7th RBIs of the season for the Royals catcher. And this one will be caught by Gentry for the first out. You can still lock in postseason options with a Fan's Choice 20-game plan. Enjoy the flexibility of selecting the 20 games you want and choose from 10 locations starting at only $100 per plan. The Fan's Choice plan available for a limited time at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers extension 3. Strike 1 to Chris Getz, who had an RBI single his first trip. 354 feet on the Mike Moustakas homer. Now, if Chris gets it's a homer, we have ourselves a story. He has gone 676 at bats as a Royal without ever hitting one out. That is the longest home run drought ever to start a Royals career. Overall in his career, 801 at bats without going deep. And this will not end that streak. Hamilton takes out number 2. Got a ways to go, though, to get to the longest current homerless streak in the majors. That is Jamie Carroll, 1,060 at bats since he last went deep on August 9th, 2009.
So he has done it before, though.
It's happened. Here's Escobar, struck out to end the first. 18th hitter. Lewis has thrown a first pitch strike to all but 1. And a roller directly to Ian Kinsler. 3 easy outs after the leadoff shot by Moustakas. And after 2.5, Rangers down 6.
6-0 hole to dig out of in the bottom of the third, but some great news to pass along tonight as the Rangers revealed that the Hall of Fame will be growing by one. Mr. Eric Nadel, the longtime radio play-by-play voice of these Texas Rangers, headed into the Hall, and it was well received in the Rangers clubhouse.
I'm happy for Eric. I've known Eric for my entire stay here with the Rangers, and he's always been nothing but classy. The fans love him. I know a lot of people love to listen to the radio feed just because they get a chance to listen to Eric break down a game. So very happy for him. He's been a tremendous asset to our organization, and we're very lucky to have him.
My sentiments exactly. A big congratulations to Eric Nadel. Tom, I'm sure thrilled to have him join you in the Rangers Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're very lucky to have him between us up here in the booth in one of your off innings in your office down the line there.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Emily. Thanks, Michael Young. If Michael says it, it's got to be true, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Tell people how long you have known this and kept it a secret. You never let on at all that this was going to happen.
No, I was actually informed the last week of spring training that the announcement would be made sometime in May, and then the ceremony would be in August. I can keep a secret.
Obviously. Well, what was your reaction when they told you?
I was actually really surprised. I hadn't kept track of whether this was a year where a player gets in or a non-player gets in. And I really hadn't given a whole lot of thought to it. I don't think much about awards and that sort of thing. I do the job because I enjoy it, because it's a lot of fun. And the whatever honors come are just gravy, but this one is kind of overwhelming to me.
Eric, your first partner in radio was the same partner that I had when I started out in TV. You had him much longer than I did, but what did you learn about broadcasting from your first partner, Mark Holtz?
From Mark Holtz, I learned most of all, have a good time. That this isn't brain surgery. That you're broadcasting a baseball game. The other thing he told me is you're going to make mistakes. He said, don't worry about it if you make a mistake. He said, nobody's perfect. But boy, did he have passion for the game, and I learned that from him too.
Ian Kinsler popping up out to Francoeur. And there is out number 2. Eric, the 15th member of the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame. 34 years on the job. 7-time Texas Sportscaster of the Year. Do you kind of lose track after a while?
Well, it's nice every time you get an award like that, but I don't keep count. When you win that award, they give you another wooden bar to put to the bottom of the plaque that you already have, but I don't have the plaque up anyway, so I don't know.
Michael Young chops that one to Escobar. If you can hang around a little while, we'd love it.
Sure.
Continue our visit.
Buzz can handle himself.
Yes, he can. Newest member of the Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame, Eric Nadel, will return with us. Still with us. Announced today as the 15th member in the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame to be officially inducted in August. And there is another big day coming up for you next week, and you're tying it in with a great cause.
It is a week from Thursday, May 24th at the Kessler Theater, a benefit concert starring Daphne Willis. Daphne, a great singer-songwriter from Chicago, based out of Nashville now, and it's to benefit Contact Crisis Line, a local nonprofit, and To Write Love on Her Arms. These are both organizations that help people in emotional distress, for want of a better phrase. Contact is a local agency that has a 24-hour hotline, and my wife Jeannie's been a volunteer for them for 15 years.
And you turned me on to Daphne Willis, and boy, was that a great musical favor you did me, because she is outstanding.
Yeah, she's great. I think of her as the American Adele.
Yes.
And Clint Hurdle is the guy who turned me on to her. Clint had a lot of musical recommendations for me. I liked almost all of them, but Daphne was the one above all else. And she's already played at the Kessler a few times as an opening act. This will be the first time she headlines. And Ray Johnston, the former Dallas Maverick, who has a great jam bluesy band, is going to open the show. Again, it's next Thursday, and you can get tickets at thekessler.org, and they are not expensive.
And you will be there, right? So they can meet Eric Nadel if they go.
Absolutely.
It's his birthday. I hope he's there.
Well, you know, actually, my birthday technically is tomorrow. And when they scheduled the Hall of Fame thing, I figured the Rangers couldn't figure out anything else to get me for my birthday.
They could have waited a day for the announcement.
And it's Bark in the Park. This is just one great thing after another for you. And we welcome Nolan Ryan. Nolan, you get some great company joining you in the Hall of Fame.
Well, we really are, and you know what Eric said about his birthday, he's right. We didn't have to spend any money with it. You know, we try to cut our budget everywhere we can.
Eric, since Nolan's on the line, have you got a call of one of Nolan's games that I was going to ask you your favorite call, but since Nolan's on the line, how about your favorite Nolan call?
Well, I was lucky enough to have the 5,000th strikeout call because it occurred in the middle innings. You know, Holtze was doing the last 3 innings of Nolan's no-hitters and 300th win.
Right.
But I had a chance to do the 5,000th strikeout, and that was really the first time I ever had a truly historic call of any kind. Thanks, Nolan.
My pleasure. Well, you've had a few since then, I can tell you that.
Well, the last couple of years have been amazing. The last week has been pretty incredible.
You also had Nolan's 7th no-hitter. And Josh's 4-homer game, and those are, I guess, neck and neck as far as the most incredible feats you have witnessed.
The most awe-inspiring, I would say. You know, on both of those, I had the feeling as I left the ballpark I had just seen something superhuman occur.
2 balls and a strike to Billy Butler. 5 in a row retired by Colby. 2-2. Well, wherever your birthday is, enjoy it. We'll officially celebrate it next week.
We're going with the birthday fortnight this year.
And there will be some great entertainment at the Kessler Center. Hope you can join us all there.
Did we ask what birthday that was?
We did not. That's an excellent question.
I've learned to stop counting.
Well, you know,
in that
if he's
department
broadcast for 34 years, yeah, he must start off early.
In his teens, I think.
Real early.
Yeah.
Was a child prodigy.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 with a couple of strikeouts in the 4th. Congratulations, Eric. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time, Nolan.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Southwest brought to you by Mooyah. Play the How Do You Mooyah instant win game, and you could win a $1,000 Mooyah gift card. Hamilton, Beltray, and Murphy in the Ranger fourth, down 6-0. The 2 hits off of Mazzaro so far. Make it 3 as Hamilton goes opposite field. Drives it out to Gordon in the corner. He'll hole with a single after a first inning walk.
Well, Josh did that a number of times in Baltimore. They put the shift on, and he's not afraid to try to go the other way. That's a pitch outside. He drilled it against the shift. Ground ball right straight to third, but the third baseman wasn't there.
So, team badly in need of base runners has one to begin the bottom of the fourth. Beltray singled his first time up. And the first inning, Rangers with 2 outside runners on the corners, but Mazzaro got Murphy to fly out to the wall in left center field. A couple of feet more, and quickly it would have been a 4-3 game. This one is headed the same direction. Dyson on the edge of the warning track hauls that one in as well.
Now, the Rangers have had a number of balls that you say, okay, that's going to get them right back in the game. I thought Adrian hit that ball pretty well. Just didn't go anywhere. David Murphy, the same thing to the wall in left center field. Moreland with nobody on it. The line shot that Hosmer caught at first base.
So our Ford game summary: 4 unearned runs on 4 hits and the first of 2 Colby Lewis errors in the first. Mazzaro so far has been extremely sharp for a guy who was just up from AAA Omaha 1 week ago. He's worked only 1 inning since then, before tonight. Guy who was 0-1 with a .949 earned run average in limited action. He's 12 1/3 innings against the Rangers coming into tonight's game.
Bill, the brownies that we had tonight are compliments of Gary and Kayleen from Olton, Texas. They're a recipe from Moni DeBerry, who is the best cook in Olton, Texas. So that's why they were so good.
That's why.
And Gary asked the question, what does it cost for baseballs for 1 game at Ranger Park? So we went right to the source, to Richard Price, the clubhouse manager for the Rangers, and asked him, how many balls on average do we use in a night, and what do they cost? And Richard says it's between 9 and 13 dozen balls a game during the game. There's a lot more for batting practice, but for during the game. So let's say that's 11 dozen per game. They're about $100 a dozen, including freight.
Murphy rips that one into the corner. Hamilton heading for third. Francoeur just now getting to it. Here comes Josh. The relay is not in time. And the Rangers are on the board.
Well, finally, in that situation, a hard hit ball that wasn't caught. Mazzaro had been fairly lucky with a couple of those balls, but that time David hit the ball where no one could catch it. Gets the Rangers on the board. Maybe that'll open up the floodgates.
RBI number 11 for Murphy. And Hamilton avoiding his attempt to block the plate.
He blocked it for a second, but not all the way.
Fortunately, that didn't tweak his ankle there. And here is Napoli, who singled his first trip. So David Murphy safe at second, safe and secure, New York life.
Getting back to Gary's question, 11 dozen balls at $100 a dozen. That's $1,100 on average spent for baseballs during a game in this ballpark.
Not counting BP.
Not counting batting practice. Get in there.
Off the fist, gets to it.
Didn't muscle it far enough. You know, you go back about 30 years, maybe a little less, a little more. and there weren't nearly as many balls being used in a game. I think one of the reasons is they throw out balls more often now. Any mark at all, the hitter can get rid of the baseball. They use more because of that. Plus, the fielders throw many more balls into the stands than ever before. Usually at the end of every inning, a ball is thrown into the stands. Every ball hit down the right or left field line to the ball boy or girl is tossed into the stands. 30 or 40 years ago, those balls were collected, brought back to the dugout, put back in the ball bag, and reused in the game. So there's a lot of reasons why there's more balls than ever being used. But I was still surprised to hear it could be as high as 13 dozen balls during a big league game in this ballpark. So thank you for your question, Gary.
Excellent research on your answer.
Well, went to the source, Richard Price. Richard, if you go back, I don't know, maybe 30 years, maybe more than that, used to rub the baseballs up for the umpires. They used to bring the mud that they used, and he would rub up the baseballs.
Now, here's a question that came to my mind while you were looking up the answer here. Pitchers, not that long ago, maybe a generation ago, used to be artists at making balls with scuffs dance and using them to their advantage. Does that happen less today or the same?
It happens less because they don't get a chance to throw a scuff ball, because every time the ball hits the dirt, a hitter will ask to look at the ball, and the umpires, rather than try to really study the ball and see whether it's got a nick on it or not, they don't care. They just toss the ball out and you go to a new one. And that, it's not any problem with the umpire. That's just the way it's done today. Any doubt at all, get a new baseball. So I would say the chances of a pitcher throwing a ball that's been scuffed in any natural way by the dirt, by the grass, by a wall is almost negligible, because that ball never stays in the game. Long time ago, the ball didn't come out of the game as often. It was kind of part of the game, and that kind of ball could stay in the game. Now, there may be occasions even today.
Sounded like a broken bat off the glove of Moustakas, and Murphy heads home 6-2.
Well, it's interesting. Mitch drilled one to first that was caught, slaps one to third that gets by for a base hit and an RBI. Pretty good pitch, running away from him, not a strike, out of the strike zone. Mitch hit it off the end of the bat, but hit it well enough to get by Moustakas, just barely.
So 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 outs still for Alberto Gonzalez, who bounced back to the mound to end the second. It seems like memory serves, catchers used to be complicit in that. They would catch a ball and then hold it in their throwing hand and maybe lean over as if they're catching their balance, scuff it up on the dirt, maybe rub it against the buckhole on their shin guard. Hard hit down the line. Could Francoeur get there on a dive? No, couldn't come up with it. Moreland held it third. Gonzalez is safe at second base.
Aggressive base running by Alberto. But what he's done right here is if Gentry can drop a base hit in, now you've really cut the gap. 2 men in scoring position. Good job by Francoeur, who knew he wasn't going to catch the ball. So instead of trying to catch it after he dove, he's trying to block the ball, which he did, and turns it into a close play at second.
Actually, 2 close plays as Alberto barely, by the fingernail, avoided sliding off the bag. So 4 hits, 2 doubles. Here in the 4th inning, the Rangers had 2 hits for the game before the leadoff single by Hamilton. And here's Gentry. And a stirring now out in the Royals bullpen. Craig struck out on 3 pitches leading off the 3rd. How close to sliding off the bag here.
Right, if Escobar kept his glove right on Gonzalez while he slid across the bag, there might have been a moment in time where he wasn't in contact with the bag. But it was a very close play.
0-2. Two straight 2-out hits. That is Nate Adcock, right-hander. Zero at 65 pitches, 40 for strikes. And Gentry holds up, as Tim Wilkie confirms.
Mazzaro has thrown a lot more strikes recently. Early in the game, it was 32 pitches, 16 balls, and 16 strikes. Since then, he started to throw a lot more strikes.
Two and two. Greg Gentry started the day at 308. Last 19 games, 348. With 9 runs batted in. Scored 6 himself. Thrown in 5 stolen bases. About a month-long stretch of offensive excellence, likes of which the Rangers haven't seen from him. But again, he strikes out. And the Rangers settle for their first 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 in scoring position. AT&T trivia question. Josh Hamilton's 4-homer game bat has been sent to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who was the last Ranger to have a bat sent to Cooperstown? Maybe Mark McLemore knows that, but he's not saying.
No, I'm not.
As he joins us for the 5th. Do you know?
I think I have a pretty good idea.
Figured you did. Alex Gordon will lead things off for the Royals. One of the very few first pitch balls that Colby has thrown. 2 errors for Lewis. He's gotten Gordon both times with a fly to center and a pop to short. And a ball on the strike. The last Ranger pitcher with 2 errors in a game was Colby Lewis. September 15th, 2010 against Detroit. The last with 2 in the first 2 innings, that was Kevin Gross. Almost an anniversary, May 17th of 1996 against the Indians. And Mac, out there playing infield, you have a great view of throws like that, and not to say, it's something that only Colby has had an issue with tonight. Right into the shift, and Gordon is 0 for 3. We're back to that first. Here's Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Dog night here at the ballpark, close to 700 dogs, and 3 of the most unusual looking outfits. You got Bentley here with the glasses and the mohawk. How's it going, Bentley? They got Lexus, nice dress there, and you got Trouble down at the end, Bandino looking like he's wanting to rough up a few people. And also Hamilton, playing right here in left field. Got the Hamilton the dog in the house tonight. So all having a good time, Dave.
Jeff Francoeur swings at the first pitch and pops it out to Gentry. But why do you think the throw from the mound to first causes so many problems for so many pitchers?
Well, my theory is this. It's not a throw that pitchers really practice. It's not something they do all the time. Even though they take, pitchers fielding practice, PFP, it's not their normal throw. A pitcher's normal throw is to home plate. That's what they work on all the time. That's what they do on the mound in the game. They do it in the bullpen. And making that throw when you're fielding a bunt or just a comebacker, for some pitchers, it's a lot tougher than you would think.
Occasionally, Mac, you'll see a pitcher have a hard time throwing a ball on an intentional walk. It's kind of a similar kind of thing. They're not used to making that kind of a throw.
It's almost it's either all or nothing.
Yeah,
You're used
to
to throwing it hard
or lob it.
Right. If they can't throw it hard, you have no idea where it's going to go.
That's why Kobe surprised me, because he was close to first base and he didn't really have to throw it. All he had to do was toss it and still launched it a little too high.
Does it just need to be a bigger feature in PFP?
I don't even think that's going to be the case, because believe me, they take enough PFP. They do enough of that. It's just over the years, pitchers just don't practice that like infielders. Infielders practice from throwing all angles, far from the base, close to the base, flipping here, flipping there. So it's just a big difference for pitchers.
Rip but foul, 3-2.
Tag, I don't know how you guys did it, but when we were in the minor leagues, position players, we wouldn't play catch. We wouldn't warm up with pitchers because you never knew what the ball was going to do. They had no idea. Most of the time, if you did, you'd end up chasing it because they threw it by you. So
it's kind of evolved to where pitchers throw with pitchers now and position players throw with position players. Maybe that's why.
Well, there is the first walk issued tonight for Colby, just his 7th on the season. And this is 8th start.
I never warmed up with pitchers because they tried to throw the ball and make it sink and make it sail and cut it, because they were working on what they do.
Right.
And you wanted a guy that threw the four-seam ball that was nice and straight and true and didn't sting your hand, was easy to catch. I didn't want any part of a pitcher.
The guy that made you bend over, I didn't want that guy, especially later in my career.
Ball one, a little bit low to Pena. 2-run single in the first, fly to center in the third. Who's your favorite warm-up partner, Mac? Who'd you always like to play catch with?
I would usually try to play catch with my shortstop, to warm up. Whoever that was, that's who I would want to be with, just so we keep getting more familiar and more comfortable with one another. Even if we were together 2-3 years, that was usually the guy that I want to play catch with.
Colby at 93 pitches, 62 strikes, 31 balls, and that just misses.
Wash was probably hoping for 7 or 8 innings. He's going to try to push Kobe for 6 innings, it looks like today. No Scott Feldman down there. Robbie Ross might not be available tonight. He pitched, I think, 2 1/3, 2 2/3 last night. You got plenty of guys to get through the game tonight, but you want to keep someone sharp for tomorrow too.
Grounded to Gonzalez. And the first walk issued by Lewis does no damage. Still 6-2. Top of the order for the Rangers in their half of the 5th. the answer. Josh Hamlet's 4-homer game bat sent to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Last Ranger to have a bat sent to Cooperstown. Nelson Cruz. That jersey and batting gloves from the 2011 postseason. ALCS featured an all-time postseason series record, 6 homers and 13 runs batted in, and the first ever walk-off grand slam. And Mark McLemore knew that, but did not reveal. Correct? You didn't know it,
Incorrect.
Right? Incorrect. Who'd you think?
Incorrect. I thought it was Sammy Sosa.
Really?
I did.
Well, would have been a good guess.
Over 600. I thought that would have been it.
Ian Kinsler, 0 for 2. He's grounded out and fly to right. There's a base hit. And for the second straight inning, the Rangers' leadoff man is on. Last time it was Hamilton keying a 2-run rally. Now it's Ian Kinsler. It's now even at 7 apiece. Young has grounded out twice to Mazzaro and to the shortstop Escobar. Believe it or not, our final note on the pitchers with errors: 2 Ranger pitchers committed 3 errors in a single game. And when I told you the first, you got a big smile, Mac. Bobby Witt, July 23rd, 98 against Baltimore.
I was there.
I thought you might have been. Remember how those 3 errors occurred?
I have absolutely no idea.
He just knows he was there.
I just know I was there.
Yeah, I was there too. I haven't got the slightest idea either.
Oh.
Had to ask. Cameron Lowe in 05 against the Mariners. Also had a 3-error game.
It's probably a safe bet to say one was like Kobe's tonight, the pickoff throw to first base. That's probably as frequent a way that a pitcher makes an error. Bad throw on a pickoff attempt.
You know, I didn't like putting on a pickoff play with certain players, with certain pitchers, just for that reason. I wasn't sure if they could get it to where I needed it. Right. Either that or it was a guy who threw a sinker, because he was sure going to throw a sinker to me at second.
That is slapped just foul.
Good thing it was foul. If it was barely fair, Hosmer would have caught it. Got a net down there. I haven't seen a net in a long time.
There goes Kinsler, throw in the dirt, throw by Pena, not in time.
Well, keep the pressure on, stay aggressive. A lot of baseball left to be played. You don't want to just sit back and wait for a big inning because you're down by 4 runs. Pretty nice job by Pena to get rid of that ball that was in the dirt. No chance, though, to get in.
Yeah, for this Rangers ball club, 4 runs is nothing to them.
Nope.
You know, so they can score that with a swing of a bat. So it's the 5th inning. A lot of teams will shut down that running game if they're down 4-0 or down by 4 runs.
And Brian Pena will come out for a word with Vin Mazzaro. He sailed through the first 3. But now, second time, going into the 3rd time through the Ranger order, having some problems. 6 runs, 1 earned on 7 hits, no errors, 4 left for Kansas City. 2 runs, 7 hits, the 2 errors, 4 left for the Rangers.
Nice job by Pena. Right at the tip of his glove.
All kinds of room if Michael Young wants to hit one to center or pull this next pitch. Extreme opposite field positioning. Pulls it, but On one hop right to Moustakas. Kinsler has to stay put. One out. Let's go back to our Fox Sports studio. Mazda CX-5 game break. All right, Rick Renner, thanks. Josh Hamilton has walked, singled, and scored. Here goes Kinsler with no throw. Reaches third.
That's called getting a running start right there. Yeah, at least take a look at him. Yeah, the infield back. Ground ball sneaks in another run, makes it a 3-run game.
Lifted to center. Dyson back. Edge of the track. He's got it. But Kinsler will jog home, and it is a 3-run game.
Yeah, that's a run that Ian just stole right there. Stole second, stole third, scored on the sacrifice fly. The third ball that the Rangers have hit well that hasn't gotten out of here. Beltre hit one, Hamilton, Murphy. Rangers get 1 run closer anyway.
That's a great play by Kins, just taking that base and getting himself further into scoring position where it didn't take a hit. It wasn't going to take a hit to get him in. That's big, and that's going to come into play, I bet, later on in the game.
Could that happen a lot more if the base runner was simply as alert as Ian was to
Yes.
Mazzaro's paying no attention to him?
Yes, you have to be smart. You have to watch that pitcher from the dugout before you get out there. You know, knowing his pattern, knowing he gives you one look when he's at second base, or no looks, or if it's a quick look, or if it's 2 quick looks, or 1 quick and a short one. Knowing those things, knowing that pitcher's pattern, and even though they haven't seen this guy, seen Mazzaro very much, you figure it out.
Another hard hit atom ball from Beltre to Getz. The Rangers scratch out another run on a 1-base hit and 2 stolen bases by very alert Ian Kinsler. Mac, nice job.
Thank you. I got a run.
Started to come back. Very well done.
Thanks, Mac.
All right.
Rangers Ballpark will be May 27th when the Rangers take on the Blue Jays at 2:05. And in addition to dollar ice cream, the first 10,000 kids 13 and under will receive a white Nelson Cruz jersey, compliments of Dr. Pepper and Tom Thumb. Get your tickets today at TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. 6th inning led off by Chris Getz. Singled in a run in the first. Last time he flied to left.
So I have a few people to mention, Dave, with all our guests. I didn't get a chance to get around to thanking Shirley Coast for a new recipe today. Applesauce raisin with oatmeal. Thank you, Shirley, for the healthy offering today. Very nice. Also want to say hi to Tony and Cindy Boyd of Mineral Wells. They never miss a game, and Cindy loves to keep score of the games.
Here's another chance for Colby, and he underhands it.
Well, make sure of that, Paul.
Let's check in again with Nazi.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Real quick, the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express made another trip to the ballpark today. These guys are having a good time. It's part of the Fox Sports Southwest Creative University program. First school up, SMU, the marketing program for the Cox Business School. Brian, how was the ride over? You guys having a great time?
It was unbelievable. It was a blast.
And they're hanging out with the Fox Sports Southwest girls, Kami and Liddy. Good to have you out here. Way to go, guys. The Fox Sports Southwest bus will make another trip here at the ballpark on Thursday. The ticket coming in, guys. All right.
Yeah. Ball and a strike to Alcides Escobar.
And just to finish up on that, Tony and Cindy Boyd, they're from Mineral Wells. They watch every game. And Cindy evidently is obsessed with keeping score of the game. So, Cindy, I hope you have a good score to keep tonight. Rangers going to need to make a comeback, but a lot of baseball left to be played.
This is pitch number 104. And 3 balls and a strike to Escobar, who was struck out and grounded out. But to continue his 5-game hitting streak. Right field routine for Murphy. Colby's retired 11 of the last 12 Royals he has faced, with only the walk to Moustakas last inning.
Yeah, he's been able to get through the last few innings quickly, which might allow him to go back out and get that 7th inning in on a night where innings are at a premium. See how Ron wants to play it.
Dyson has doubled and scored, singled and scored, and struck out.
And that's what you expect from a veteran starter. On a night where it didn't work out well early in the game, the pitch count was up there. You have to figure out a way to get through 6 innings. It's as simple as that. And that's exactly what Colby's done. He's figured out a way to get through 6 innings. Alexio Gondo is up and throwing.
Low, and a 3-1 count now to Gerard Dyson. Eric Hosmer would be next. Just on the inside corner, 3-2. Shoots his 2nd walk of the evening. And out for a 3rd visit tonight, Mike Maddox.
Well, this should be a situation where you can pretty much bet the bank that Dyson's going to be running right here. Speed is his ticket to the big leagues. He's had a nice night tonight. Scored a couple of runs, had a double and a single. Patrols a lot of ground out in center field. But in this kind of a game with 2 outs, you have to think he's going to be running right here.
Dr. Pepper brings you fantastic savings for Rangers home games in May. Upper level tickets for only $10 or Lexus Club Terrace tickets for $15. Bring any Dr. Pepper can to Rangers Ballpark or enter Dr. Pepper as the coupon code on TexasRangers.com. Amazing how well behaved these dogs are out there in rather crowded circumstances.
That's a big dog to have in your lap for a ball game. It'd be tough if it was 100 degrees out.
Is that a poodle on steroids?
But wear the parka.
First pitch low to Hosmer. 0 for 3. Although he
that's a good look.
It's an eye-catching look.
Why do you do that to a dog? That's cruel. Well, maybe the dog likes it, though. Fashion statement.
Hosmer reached on the first Lewis throwing error on a comeback, second batter of the game. Sends this one to deep left field and over Hamilton and off the wall. The speedy Dyson will come home and make it 7-3 Royals.
Kobe got 2 quick outs and then walked Dyson, and with 2 outs, that hurt.
Eric Hosmer was 7 for his last 64. He was hitting 115 since April 26th.
He gets a high curveball, top of the strike zone. Showed his power by driving it over Josh's head.
No question Dyson was going to be waved home by Eddie Rodriguez without a throw, as it turned out. So for Hosmer, his 18th RBI and his 4th double. And now it will be the DH Billy Butler, who has driven in 2 runs, but he will not face Colby Lewis. As Colby, since his 3-0 start, now in danger of a 3-game losing streak. Problem tonight is 2 throwing errors leading to 5 unearned runs. So Alexi Ogando will come in and look for the 3rd out of the 6th inning, try and keep it a 4-run game. Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. 7-3 Royals. 2 outs. Eric Hosmer at second base, and Alexi Ogando on for the 17th time this year.
And not the traditional spot in the game where you would see Alexi. 6th inning is a little bit early, although not out of the question, but down 4 runs is generally a time you wouldn't see Alexi. But because of the way the bullpen's been taxed, you got to go with the guys that are fresh enough to pitch in the game, and Alexi's one of them. The average fan at the game doesn't know the situation in the bullpen, and there's a lot of games where manager has to stick with a starter and the fans don't understand exactly why.
This pop-up handled by Mike Napoli, and Ogando gets the 3rd out, needing only 2 pitches, but the Royals get a 2-out run, lead one 7-3. tonight's jackpot is worth $600 and dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Philip Halliburton from Plano. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Philip Halliburton will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. David Murphy will lead off against the new pitcher, the lefty Tim Collins.
Yeah, this is not a big kid, but he's got a big arm, and he puts everything he's got into it. He had a nice season last year for Kansas City. Pitched 68 times, 67 or 8 innings. Had almost a strikeout in inning. Had a few too many walks. Well, he can be tough to hit. His fastball reaches the mid-90s.
Mid-90s for a guy listed at 5'7", 166.
Yep.
Just 22 from Worcester, Mass. Our AT&T U-verse reverse replay. First, David Murphy with an RBI double to get the Rangers on the scoreboard in the fourth. And then later on, Mitch Moreland bringing Murphy home. And that made it 6-2. Rangers got it to 6-3 in the fifth. Kansas City chasing Lewis with their 7th run, and that is a call, strike 3.
Big overhand curveball. Didn't look like a strike. Looked like it was outside, especially the way the catcher caught it. And our replay shows it was outside. Paley doesn't do him a lot of favors the way he caught that ball, but looked like it was outside. I don't blame David. That call went Collins' way. Borderline pitch that I guess you could say could go either way.
Mike Napoli is 1 for 2, singled in the second, popped to second last time. For Mazzaro, he goes 5 innings, allows 3 runs on 7 hits, struck out 2, walked only 1. Through 81 pitches, 51 for strikes. In his second outing since being called up from AAA Omaha 1 week ago. Easily the best the Rangers have seen him pitch. There's that curve again. That's a tough combination with the mid-90s heat. He has command of that pitch as well. And a swing and a miss, and he has struck out Murphy and Napoli here in the Rangers' 6th.
While he could get a strikeout with a fastball, it's been the curveball to get the 2 strikeouts of Murphy and Napoli.
Now Mitch Moreland, who was lined hard into a double play and then singled in a run last time. Collins, a non-drafted free agent, originally signed by Toronto 2007. Went to the Braves July of 2010. And Kansas City got him a couple weeks later at the deadline in the Kyle Farnsworth Brick and Keel trade. Last year 4-4 and 68 appearances in a 363 earned run average.
We saw his 3rd pitch on that last pitch to Mitch, which is a changeup.
So close to striking out the side, which would not be a big shock. His strikeout rate is almost 12.2 per 9 innings, and that's second in the league, 5th in baseball. Pitchers with at least 15 innings. Now has 25 strikeouts in 17 2/3. And another called strike 3 on the curve, so he strikes out the side, and we go to the 7th, still 7-3. Royals closing in on a 2-game sweep in Arlington. Fox Sports Southwest, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Drive the 2012 F-150, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, you can try Jack's value deal for just $3.49 plus tax. Right at Tom Grieve and lots of canine fans behaving themselves extremely well as we move to the 7th.
My dogs couldn't take that excitement. They would have a very difficult time in that environment.
Gordon Francoeur Moustakis against Alexi Ogando. Following Colby Lewis's 5 2/3 innings through 114 pitches, 7 runs, only 2 earned on 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Retired Gordon all 3 times. Twice in the air, last time at a grounder to short. And he went around. Ogando strikes him out to begin the 7th.
Everything away, most of it up and away. And a good call by the umpires. He definitely went.
Now Francoeur. And really, Tom, when you look at the first inning, the way it unfolded for Colby Lewis, Jeff Francoeur was kind of the signal of what was going to happen, because he had the error, but he gotten 2 outs. Now they'd scored on the fielder's choice, but the damage looked like it might be limited. And then Francoeur doubled, and the next 3 Royals all reached as well.
Yeah, Colby, even with the error, could have limited it to a 1-run inning, but you're right. He just couldn't make the pitch to get out of the inning. Francoeur hit Moustakis, Pena, 2-run single, and then a curveball that gets hit for a base hit. So it had some chances to get out of the inning and limit the damage, but it just didn't happen.
A hard shot. What a stop on the dive by Gonzalez, and a strike to Mitch Moreland.
Wow. We've seen Alberto make terrific plays both at second and shortstop starting in spring training. And the one thing Ron Washington, I think, really likes about Alberto is with Elvis not in the game, you've still got a solid defensive player who can make plays like that. That was a smash hit by Francoeur.
Nobody turns out any better.
It was hit so hard, he had plenty of time to get up and make the throw.
Strike one to Moustakas. Lewis never able to retire him. He hit him with a pitch. That contributed eventually another run in the first. Homered leading off the third and walked with 2 outs in the fifth. So Lewis only had 1 1-2-3 inning tonight. Elsewhere in the division, Boston beat Seattle this afternoon 5-0. The Angels have beaten Oakland 4-0. Irvin Santana with 7 2/3 of the ball. Jimmy John's delivery of the game. 354 feet. Leading off the third. 5th homer by Moustakas. He's the 3rd out of the 7th inning, and it's stretch time at Rangers Ballpark. Rangers need 4. Blistering one hopper off the bat of Jeff Francoeur and Roberto Gonzalez. Made it look fairly easy.
Beautiful play. He gets the lead off the bottom of the 7th.
Tim Collins struck out the side in the 6th. Murphy and Moreland looking on curves. Napoli swinging. And Roberto has bounced to the mound and doubled. 0-2. Puts that in play, but rolls it to Moustakas. Tom, we've got 2 attendance figures tonight. First of all, we'll start with the humans. 37,210. Canines, 786.
A lot of dogs.
Not one of them has run on the field. Has happened in every Pee Wee League game I ever played. Often it was my dog.
These are big league dogs, though.
Yes, they are.
Look at them all sitting there watching the game.
It's like they're season ticket holders.
It's like, what's the big deal? We're out at the ball game watching the game.
Just waiting for a rally. Gentry showing bunt. He struck out both times he faced Vin Mazzaro. Mazzaro's only strikeouts. So the A's by now may be winging their way here as they open up a 2-game series here tomorrow night. Aaron Crow doing his stretching. And a really interesting matchup of top rookie pitchers here tomorrow. It's Yu Darvish and Tom Malone. Both of whom have already won 5 games. Darvish 5-1. Malone 5-2. They're the top winning rookie pitchers so far. They'll be head to head tomorrow. That is another brief 2-game series. It wraps up Thursday afternoon, 1 o'clock, with Matt Harrison against the former Ranger Brandon McCarthy. And then the Rangers head out on the road again to Houston and Seattle.
Oh, that's some kind of curveball. That's a big curveball, too. And he keeps it down. Just keeps on breaking. A good look at what the hitter sees from the pitcher. Not fun to try to hit that.
He's faced 5. He has struck out 4. And back up top now to Kinsley, who created the Rangers' 3rd run with a leadoff single in the 5th, stole 2nd, stole 3rd. 2 batters later scored on the Hamilton sacrifice fly. Major League leading 33rd time Ian has scored this year. He can't hold off on that curve either, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
It breaks a lot, and he's had great location. Not many of these curveballs have been above the knees, which makes it very difficult if you swing at it to make any contact with it. And there's some pretty good heat that just missed outside. Pretty good combination. Slow curveball, 93 4-mile-an-hour fastball. He didn't throw many changeups, but he's got a pretty good changeup too.
Got him swinging. 6 up, 6 down, 5 strikeouts for 5'7" Tim Collins. Matchup, and as we said, the 2 top rookie pitchers going so far. Tommy Malone and Yu Darvish at 7 o'clock here on Fox Sports Southwest. First of the 2-game series against the Oakland A's, who were 4 back. Beginning play today, they have lost in Anaheim. As we look at our Ford leaderboard, strikeouts, you've got Sabathia, King Felix, Verlander, and then you've got Yu Darvish with 51. Through 7 career games, most in Rangers franchise history, 7th in Major League history since 1918 for a 7 career game start. And the 3rd most in the active pitcher, Kerry Wood, Steven Strasburg, only 2 active pitchers with better strikeout starts to their careers. Koji Uehara following excellent work by Alexi Ogando to work the 8th.
Yeah, the other thing to remember is Hernandez and Verlander have probably 10 more innings than Darvish has. Darvish has probably struck out more per inning than they have.
For Ogando, an inning and a 3rd with 2 strikeouts. And for Koji, the bottom 3rd of the order.
Each one of those guys has probably 14 or 15 more innings than Darvish. Sabathia has 7 or 8 more innings.
Pena, one of the big at-bats of this game with a 2-run first inning single. This one is lofted to pretty deep right field. David Murphy has out number 1. And Jim Knox has some of those 786 canine fans on hand.
All right,
tonight.
Dave, real quick, the progressive fan of the game has to be the dog that does the best trick of the game. This is Beans. Check it out. Balancing a hot dog on her nose. Let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens. She can eat it at the snap of a finger. Pretty good.
Look
pretty
at
good.
that dog.
Look at that. Let's go ahead and eat. Now, eat the hot dog. Let's see. Good girl. Oh, man, that was close. Way to go, Beans. Way to go, big guy. There you go. Great job. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jerry. Fan of the game. Here's your bag. Here's your hat. Congratulations, Beans. There you go, buddy.
Don't get your hand in the way of that dog, boy.
That's fouls one off the mask of Napoli. That's happened to Mike a couple of times tonight. Beans belongs on David Letterman, I think.
That was pretty good. Oh, boy, right square in the middle of the mask, too.
As usual, Mike. And just to shake it off.
Good splitter right there.
Let's get our slow motion replay of tonight's top stupid pet
You
trick.
need slow motion. This is a lightning quick move.
Oh, so close.
Well, he had a good shot at it. It got off his nose, but he picked it up in a hurry. Anyone that went for that hot dog after it hit the ground would have been missing 2 fingers right now.
But would not have violated the 5-second rule.
No. I don't think that dog was worried about that rule. that hot dog was going down one way or the other. Probably not the best diet for a dog, but you know, to be fan of the game, it's worth it.
Well, if the dog's going to entertain, there are sacrifices.
Yep.
Escobar 0 for 3. Game-winning hit last night. And the Ranger bullpen has retired all 6 batters faced. Again for Napoli. How many more times?
Hey, think about it. That the little mask, and all the places a foul ball could go, and 2 of them on about three or four pitches. Nervit's been there. He knows what that feels like. He got a bat to the head. Coach has got it going, boy. He's got that splitter working now.
1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. And our canine fan of the game, from the Metroplex, Metro PCS, and Southwest Airlines are offering a chance to win a trip for 4 to watch your home team play in Los Angeles. Register to win at MetroPCSFlyaway.com. The third Kansas City pitcher is the big right-hander we saw in the 8th inning last night for 2 batters. Aaron Crow, former Fort Worth Cat out of the University of Missouri, and he's got young Hamilton and Beltray.
It's nice to see Collins out of the game. He was virtually untouchable. Not unhittable, untouchable. Struck out 5 out of 6.
Young goes 0 for 4. Let's check in with Emily.
Well, guys, a little bit of bright news to pass along, at least for those who are Twitter-centric. I know Tag don't tweet, but I have joined the Twitter ranks, and so has the guy who is up to bat right now, Josh Hamilton. Now on Twitter, he can be found at @TheJoshHamilton. And I'm pleased to report that he's already racked up 23,000 followers. He's been on about 12, 14 hours. I've been on 9.5 months, and I'm at about 13,000, so that's all right.
That's pretty good, Em.
Well, we've got a ways to go. I don't think I'm ever going to catch up with Josh.
I'm impressed with your total, Emily. Don't be so hard on yourself. 1-2 to Hamilton.
I guarantee if Tag ever got on there, you would blow them away, Tom. Tag tweeting would be magical.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Em, but it's probably not going to happen.
2 up, 2 down for Crow after the 2 innings from Tim Collins. Produced 5 strikeouts. He now has 28 for the season, and that is the most by any American League relief pitcher. He passed Joaquin Benoit. He did a whole lot faster than Benoit would have, too. Beltray has a single in 3 trips. Kansas City bullpen has been lights out for a while. Last 6 games. Well, now make it 7. 2 earned runs, 25 innings. ERA of less than 0.80. As Joe Nathan, in need of work, prepares for the 9th.
Well, because Kobe was able to hang in there and get through 6 innings. Relatively painless for Ron to get through the bullpen tonight. Ogando was quick. Uehara was quick, and Nathan can use the work.
Beltray flying out to Gordon. Rangers go in order in the 8th. Time for Baseball Night in America as we bring you 8 straight weeks of baseball's best, and it all starts with an interleague matchup between regional rivals as the Rangers take on the Astros. Baseball Night in America, presented by Chevrolet, begins Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, only on Fox. Matchup that is scheduled to be Derek Holland against Lucas Harrell from Minute Maid Park. And in the ninth inning, Joe Nathan is on, and he will face Tom. Now that we can't have that. We can't have dogs enjoying margaritas.
Well, we saw one eat a hot dog, so I guess a nice margarita could be next.
I think there's an ordinance. Not sure.
Might not be a responsible pet owner in the pet owner's manual.
So on is Nathan.
I guess it depends how old the dog is. What is the legal drinking age for a dog?
Let's see.
3?
7 years. So it'd be, 3.
Yeah, those dogs look like they were 3.
It's always so troubling, though, to see a dog drink early.
They didn't look like margarita drinkers, though. They look a little more like beer drinkers.
Well, apparently no beers available, so what they had. Here's Dyson, who has doubled, singled, and walked and scored 3 times tonight. Nathan worked the ninth inning Sunday and strikes out Dyson. So we're close to Rangers Live, and Dana Larson has a preview. Dana.
Dave, thank you very much. Mark McLemore will join me coming up here in just a bit. Emily Jones will help us with the interviews from the clubhouse as we break this one down tonight, but also get you ready for Oakland coming to town. We'll hear from you, Darvish, and interleague play is on the horizon, so that means the pitchers were in the batting cage today, and that always makes for good video. We'll have that coming up and much more right after the game, guys.
Eric Hosmer, an RBI double in 4 trips. And smashes that one right between Young and Gonzalez. The Rangers played him with the overshift into second base. Out on a terrific throw and tag.
There you can see it all when you talk about Josh being a Gold Glove outfielder. There it is right there. The speed to cut the ball off, the athletic ability to get in position to throw, the arm strength, and the arm accuracy, all on one play. Look at that perfect throw. There just aren't many left-handed throwers who can make that play. Right-handed throw, it doesn't matter what arm you throw with. Not many outfielders, period, make that play.
And the tag as Hosford like trying to split the hands, not give him an easy target to reach down and slap the glove on, but Gonzalez found it. And now here is Billy Butler.
Actually going toward center field from left field is easier for a left-hand thrower. More difficult for a right-hand thrower.
Looking ahead to the Ranger ninth. Due up are Murphy, Napoli, and Moreland. And with the 2 left-handed batters on that list. Left-hander Jose Mijares is out in the KC bullpen. Line drive just over Gonzalez. And 2 base hits here in the top of the ninth off of Nathan. Billy Butler tonight has actually surpassed Josh Hamilton with the first RBI of the game. It was his 10th go-ahead RBI of the season. He was tied with Josh for the league lead. So his second hit. And here's Gordon looking for his first. Alex is 0 for 4. Last time up, Ogando struck him out. Thirteen pitches now, and 7 have missed the strike zone. Royals close to accomplishing something they have not in nearly 35 years. Last 2 game sweep for Kansas City here in Arlington, July 4th and 5th, 1977. He went, says Mike Everett. Last 2 game sweep anywhere. Kansas City over Texas, August 27th and 28th, 1996. That was at Kauffman Stadium. Series the Rangers have owned over the last several years. High and carrying well to left center field at the wall. Gentry brings it in. And we head to the last chance of the Rangers, down 4. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Last chance for the Rangers, down 7-3. And David Murphy set to lead things off in the bottom of the 9th against the lefty Jose Mijares, who the Rangers saw briefly last night. He faced one batter in the 8th. That was Hamilton, and he retired him on a pop-up. David tonight has flied to center, doubled in a run and scored. And the Rangers 2-run 4th. And the first of the 5 strikeouts in Tim Collins' 2 innings.
We were talking about the Royals, that they've got a really good young group of position players that will grow and get better. We've got a terrific bullpen right now. Their bullpen is solid with young, good arms out there. Jonathan Broxton kind of anchors it, a veteran closer who's not that old himself. Starting pitching, they've got a ways to go. But if they can get solid starting pitching, they can approach 500. And in that division, depending on what the Tigers do, maybe make it interesting later on.
Boy, they've been hit by some injuries, too. Joaquin Soria early on, their closer. A couple days ago, Danny Duffy looks like is headed for Tommy John surgery after he lasted only 13 pitches in Chicago. Tapped on the right side, and a race to the bag is won by Hosmer.
Yep, the only chance they had was for Hosmer to take it himself. Maharis was not going to beat David over there. Camera shot, shows the slide, shows the tag.
So one gone, and here is Mike Napoli, who has single, popped up, struck out, and taken 3 foul balls off the Mets. Tickets for the Oakland series tomorrow. Standing room tickets are on sale. All reserve seats have been sold. Thursday afternoon, obstructed view and scattered single seats are still on sale. So for Darvish and Tom Malone, standing room only tomorrow, 7 o'clock here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Pretty good when your bad crowds early in the week are 37 and 38,000. Rangers are averaging somewhere around 42 or 43,000 early in the season too. Generally, you don't start to draw till after school's out. In June, July, and August, the Rangers are off to a tremendous start on the field and with support of their fans.
Only the Phillies are drawing better. 2-2. Well, even with the lefty on the mound, Mitch Moreland in the on-deck circle. Not a huge surprise, swinging the bat as well as he is. And a call, strike 3.
Very nice pitcher's pitch. Right in the lower box. At the knees, at the corner.
Now Moreland has been called back for Brandon Snyder, the right-handed pinch hitter. 3 Royal relievers have faced 11 Ranger hitters and retired all 11 with 7 strikeouts. So here is Brandon Snyder, and should he reach, Elvis Andrus has come out the on-deck circle. He would bat in Gonzalez's spot. Elvis given the day off, as was Kinsler yesterday. Nelson Cruz today getting his first day off all year. He's been the last Ranger to start every game. All 36 before tonight. Another call at the knees, and Snyder and the Rangers are down to their final strike. Harris thought maybe he had it right there, just a little wide. High fly ball, but that will slice into the seats. Snyder still alive. Rangers would keep their 4-game margin over the A's, who lost in LA 4-0. Ed Yost's team would stay 4.5 back of the Indians, who won at Minnesota this afternoon 5-0. Colby Lewis, 5 2/3 innings, 7 runs, only 2 of which were earned. His 2 throwing errors Big early break in this game for the Royals. And that is hit deep. Way back to left. Gordon looks up. It is gone. A pinch homer for Brandon Snyder.
Give fans a little something to cheer about. Get the Rangers 1 run closer. Well hit ball by Brandon. Really, the ball hasn't been carrying. It doesn't seem that well at the left field. There's been a number of balls that look like they were hit pretty well that just didn't go anywhere. But that one did. It might have been hit better than any of them.
Number 3 for Brandon Snyder. And with Elvis Andrus due up next, they will go back to a right-hander. It'll be Greg Holland coming in, searching for the final out. In a game that's now 7-4 Kansas City. At Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. Greg Holland has spent much of the year on the shelf. He missed 18 games with a left rib stress reaction. Activated from the DL before Saturday's game in Chicago. Weekend and Sunday. And Elvis Andrus on to try to keep this game going. Cruz on the on-deck circle. Nelson Cruz's night off may be about to end.
We're talking about the good arms. Holland can reach the mid-90s. Herrera, upper 90s. Crow, mid-90s. Broxton, Collins, mid-90s. That's 5 out of the 7. Now, Harris is the low 90s, and we didn't see Nate Adcock. A lot of good arms out in that bullpen.
Elvis, one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Down to his final strike. Last 18 games, hitting .429. He is 6th in the league for the year at .326. And on Sunday against the Angels had 4 base hits. One would do here. Grounded toward the hole. Escobar's throw is in time, and the Royals take their first 2-game sweep in Arlington since July 4th and 5th of 1977. Benefiting from 500 runs against Colby Lewis. They win it 7-4, out hit the Rangers 10-8.